What's up? This is Variance, bringing you another week of After Hours Gaming League of Starcraft 2. This week's match is IBM-B versus Palantir Fellowship of Ling. First up, we have Groom playing for Team IBM, playing as Terran, versus JohnyOH playing for Team Palantir, playing as Zerg on Polar Knight LE. This game will be casted by Argentower and Akira. So please, enjoy the match, and without further ado, here they are.
Alright, so this is going to be game number 1 between the IBM-B team and Palantir in week like 6 or 7 or whatever this week is. Spawning down in the bottom right, we have the red Zerg player for Palantir. It's going to be JohnyOH.
And up at the top, it is the debut of Groom, the blue Terran player. So this is exciting. I don't know if Groom's played all that much this season, so he might be a little rusty. But I do remember he was pretty good at drops and being annoying.
Yeah.
I think that's how you could describe a good Terran, is like the best Terran is just really annoying.
Right. Yeah.
More annoying the better.
I think it drop harass. You got a very early drone coming out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if he's gonna do something sneaky snake.
Yeah, that's way too early for a scout. That was in his first 10, so unless you're afraid of proxies, but he's not even checking proxy locations. So this looks like he might be doing the Hatch at the Terran natural build.
Well, that'd be kind of neat. But no, it looks like he's just starting to scout. Maybe he wants to be annoying and attack the SCV's building, which he does.
Gotta wait for that SCV. Yeah, that's just very early to head out with that drone. I'm surprised. So, I mean, there's really no reason to scout this early unless you're like really afraid of proxies. You're not going to really see anything. And I don't think he didn't even check the gases.
Yeah.
He just ran in and saw that there was a barracks in the main. I guess he was afraid of proxies, and he goes ahead and drops hatch and then gas.
Yeah, I guess that was just when you see barracks, you're like, man, just doing something standard. Although you'd probably want to check gas to make sure that Reapers aren't coming, but whatever.
Yeah, the gas is kind of important because if you see no gas, you can assume that it's a 1-Rax expand. If you see gas, then it's probably going to be a Reaper opening. And I guess in either case, as a Zerg, you're going to do about the same thing, but it's nice to at least know what to expect. Or at least I think it is at this level. So it is going to be a 1-Rax expand. We can see no gas for the Terran player, and he's just dropping the command center on the low ground.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty standard stuff for the openings. Let's see. We can see how much JohnyOH decides to get from gas to see if he's going with Banelings early or if he's just going to get some Ling speed. Looks like he is moving off, so he just wants Ling speed. So he'll probably have another base here in due time.
And JohnyOH, you can actually hide that Overlord on top of that little
oh, this little square thing.
Yeah, and he like just missed the center, and so I think he thought that he couldn't hide it up there anymore. But I think it should be fine. The Marine would have to run all the way around, and he would be off the edge of the map anyway. But the nice thing about having that Overlord on that square is you can keep an eye on saturation, which is kind of important. So he did pull off after 100 gas, so just getting Zergling speed. So this will very likely be a quick third build, quick third base. And we can see we've already got a drone heading down there.
Everyone's being so safe. Where's the all-ins, guys?
I thought for a second we were going to see that hatch steal on the natural.
Groom's just kind of making a whole bunch of Marines. Is he going to get a tech lab?
Yeah, very little. Groom has only mined 40 gas so far at the 5-minute mark here, and he is doing 3 racks. He could actually hit a fairly strong timing here and try and deny that third. Typically what you see from Terrans these days, or at least in my experience with TVZ, is they're going to open up with the 3 command center build. So they'll do like 1-Rax expand or Reapers into an expand. And then very common is if you do a Reaper expand, you get those Hellions out of the factory and you do that Reaper Hellion poke and try and deny the Zerg third. But we see absolutely
yeah, that seems hard to control though, so I totally wouldn't do it. Reapers and Hellions together, both those fast, weak units. It's a lot of micro. Yeah, it looks like... Well, like ISO says, ISO's a traitor, but he's looking at the fact that Johnny hasn't made anything except for drones.
Right.
And at this point, he's getting a huge lead in just doing that.
Yeah, he's gonna suicide an overlord in here to try and see what's going on, and all he sees is 2 barracks, which tells him basically nothing, but he does see a lot of marines, so I don't... Yeah, Baneling Nest comes down immediately as a response. That's probably a good choice.
Yeah, it's a smart response.
Yeah.
Combat shields going up. So I don't think Groom knows what's going on at all. Let's see here. Yeah, he doesn't. But he is bringing down his first wave of marines, so this will help determine if Johnny can get a good enough response in time. Is that little attack gonna register? I guess with combat shield, designed to kill a third.
Yeah, it looks like he's just poking out. He did scout the third with an SCV. And
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, so he knows it's there, and he's sending this marine force down. There's only 6 Zerglings that are out on the map right now for the Zerg players.
Yeah,
so
I think this third is toast.
Yeah, and his Zergling speed is done, and he's building some Lings and Roaches now, but...
Oh, even worse though, he's supply blocked, so...
Oh, he is supply blocked, and some of those Lings and Roaches popped out at the third where they were instantly sniped, so he's not going to be able to mess with the units. Yeah, this third is dead for sure.
Yeah. So that's a definite win, and then he also knows that roaches are coming, so he can do pretty good against that.
Yeah, I don't know if he...
So a little too greedy by our Zerg, by what ISO calls our Zerg hero. Although this is a pretty strong attack coming toward that supply depot wall. Will be flanked by these Banelings.
Yeah, these Marines look like they might get caught out in the open here.
Oh, is he gonna attack? What are you doing?
He's trying
Attack!
to...
No! No!
Oh, that's really good for the Banelings. Cleans up all of those.
Yeah, although that got rid of all the Banelings, so...
He certainly doesn't have enough to break this wall down, although he does have a lot of gas. Yep, there we go. So he's going to build another wave here. I don't know... Yeah, there's only the one bunker. But there's pretty much just these Banelings for now. What has he got rallying? 2 roaches?
He needs that Widow Mine to come out now.
Oh yeah, he's building a Widow Mine. Yeah, that would be good.
I think it might be too late though.
I mean, it's going to be kind of a one-trick pony here because there's 5, well, I guess there's 6 roaches now. There's really just these Banelings in this attack. Here we go, he tears down the supply depot wall. The bunker does go down.
Yeah, but this is not going to be enough.
Right, and it's just those 5 roaches after the Banelings all died.
Yeah, so...
So Groom pulls all the SCVs.
Round 2.
That's just fine. He should see this with this Marauder that's stepping out, but again, it's going to be just these Banelings here.
I do like the mule that's chilling out there. The Widow Mine should be out, unless it died already. I don't know where it went.
It's on cooldown. It actually went out. Banelings just rolling around, not connecting for some reason. The Banelings basically did nothing that time. So Groom is holding this quite well. He's tied in supply, and he's ahead in workers now. And it looks like that's it for JohnyOH. He's gonna go home with those 2 roaches.
Yeah, he's that's interesting, a late Reaper. I wonder if that was a mistake. The drones are... Yeah, he's just droning up now and getting his third. I guess his third's already out. So, seems like a good time for Groom to expand.
Yep, Groom actually has a 3rd command center already built in his maid. So, JohnyOH is blocking that far right base, but it looks like that's not where Groom's going anyway.
Yeah. Good expansion timing. Probably wants to make that a planetary, and then it'll be in pretty good shape. Still making Reapers. That's interesting to me.
I'm not sure if he's planning to try and harass with those.
Yeah, here comes a drop. It's not spotted. I don't believe it was. This could be pretty brutal too. Although all the Banelings are in the middle there, so.
Yeah, pretty much nothing in the main layer. Just started now. Yeah, the Zerg was pretty all in with that Roach Baneling attack that he did there. He seems pretty far behind. His lair is just starting. His 1-1 is well behind the Terran.
And he's making a lot of roaches too, which I don't think is a good choice at this point in the game.
Yeah, there's, well, against a Marine heavy army, but with those Marauders and tanks that are coming out, yeah, those will tear down roaches. Dropping the main. There are Zerglings and a Queen here to help deal with this.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to stall just long enough. Should be loaded up and out of there.
Yeah, it's pretty successful actually. Just, you know,
Couple worker
made his
kills.
attention change and
Pull the army back.
Overlord scouts the command center, which is now turning into a planetary. Third's pretty saturated for Johnny. I mean, both supply block.
Yeah, they're actually tied at 56 harvesters. So we take a look at the army composition here. We've got Roach, Ling, Bane for the Zerg player versus an infantry army for the Terran. And with that very Roach heavy, I don't know, I feel like Roach heavy is hard to make work against Bio. So I kind of like the position of the Terran player better.
No, don't jump into that. That's scary.
Big stim there. He stimmed his whole army and stepped forward, trying to chase down
But he did get a roach, so it's all good.
big roaches. So only got one medevac out, one more building, and here's the Reapers.
Oh wow, there's a ton of Reapers.
Yeah, he's gonna try and harass with them. Needs to be careful. Those Banelings will give those Reapers a little bit of splitting here in light of the Banelings. I'd like to see those medevacs. I guess he's got that one that's out there ready to do another drop in the main. Good split. Pretty decent split, but these roaches, there's just so many of them that they are able to
Yeah,
do this.
I think that was a good attack.
It's good
Needs
for the
more
Zerg.
AoE.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to see a roach counter to the third here. Another roach baneling attack.
Yeah, that won't work. He needs to.
Here's a
I
planetary.
don't know at this point.
There's a tank and there's 2 widow mines, but they're not burrowed. Actually, he's
Yeah.
heading home. Oh, I missed the drop in the main. Looks like he dropped in the main to pull those roaches back. Very nice.
Yeah, it probably wasn't effective with all the stuff at the main at this point.
I mean, it was good in the sense that it pulled that roach army back and delayed them from attacking the third. So
That is interesting. He's making so many Reapers. I'm still confused about that.
Yeah. Another drop in the main. And we've got this attack from the Zerg in the third now. Banelings do almost
Oh yeah, that was a
nothing.
bad attack from Johnny.
Yep.
This is streaming in way too slow.
Widow Mines step forward. Widow Mines are going to soften those roaches up.
Ah,
I
that's
think
no
there's
good.
enough Marauders in this mix that... Yeah, he's got that Marauder siege tank composition now that just destroys roaches. And Groom does have this drop that's just sitting in the main. Oh, Donor Infester. That's not something you want to lose.
Uh-oh.
4 Marine drop in
Yeah,
the
that
main.
kind of changed the tide pretty badly.
Oh yeah, the Terran player's up by 60 supply now.
I like these
Scouting
the
Marines.
donor Marines that just kind of hung out at the base and were like, alright.
Just walking up,
We'll just wander around here.
Big push on the third now. And there's just very little army supply for the Zerg. He's got 9 roaches, 10 Zerglings on the map.
Yeah, I think Groom's got this at this point. Unless some crazy thing happens with Ungles or Banelings or something.
Yeah, there's no infestors left on the map. Upgrades are favoring the Terran player. Almost 100 supply in favor of the Terran player, and he's going to be happy just to snipe that third for now.
Yeah, Groom could just stay here and kill all that stuff. But
I think he could. He's probably just trying to play this super safe now. There is another base up for the Zerg, but that was a lot of workers lost. So was that 34 workers lost? So
yeah.
it's 67 SCVs to
So
34 drones.
the only thing that could screw this game up is if Groom just doesn't attack anymore. I
Right.
think at this point, and just kind of tries to bunker up and makes the wrong army composition.
And lets the Zerg
But-
get back in it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way to lose at this point, because he's
Yeah.
way ahead and he has a way better army.
He's got those
Pretty much better everything.
He's got those 2 Widow Mines in the third. Of the Zerg
He has
player.
better upgrades, and he's getting 2-2 also.
Yep.
So, looks pretty good for Groom, unless something cray happens.
He's going to push at that Zerg fourth now, and I don't think there's anything to stop that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Zerg army
Too
is way
much
out of position.
Terran.
There is one Ultralisk scout, but
Oh, interesting.
it's not the greatest at upgrades. It's
Ultralisk. No, he's doing some damage, but these roaches are just gonna die. So
Yep,
these roaches are
that's
bad.
GG.
Yes. Well played by Groom.
Pretty good. So IBM goes up 1-0.
Oh yeah.
The next game is going to be Daedalus Point, Isocene, and Kenny Powers.
Well, I do like Kenny Powers' name better. What's an isocene? I mean, really.